Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here once again. We're back in Beam. This is going to be a quick tutorial video for how to use the Puller mod I released just a couple days ago. This is actually a mod for a different mod. It requires the farming pack, but I'll show you how to use it to flip up a monster truck if you're doing like a sim video or event or something. But to do that, first we need a flipped over truck. So let's go ahead, commit skill issue with black magic. Where's a good spot? Where's a good spot? I guess it don't matter, huh? Over we go. Didn't ask, go touch grass. Yep, gotta go touch some grass. Oh no, we have flipped over. What do we do now? Well, we have our puller truck right here. But how do we attach it to the monster truck to get it to tip itself right back over? Good question. Let's find out. I'm going to move my controller overlay, I guess, up here for now. Because the Puller mod does have some, custom keybinds and stuff. To get it to raise, lower, and tilt and all that good stuff. So you can actually get it to be exactly where you need it to. So, But for this instance here, I'm just going to go ahead and reset it back to default. And in order for the cleanest attachment, what we do need is one extra mod. What we can do is go to the repository and just type in chain. Actually called vehicle-to-vehicle coupler. There you go, Torsion's vehicle-to-vehicle couplers. Make sure you have this installed. You can download it directly through here or through the BeamNG website. Once we have that installed, we're going to go to our mods folder and scroll on down. And here we have giant chain. What I'm going to use is the ball-to-ball because it's the smallest chain link. We could do like, one of the XL or the short ones, but then that doesn't give us that much length. So I'm going to go ahead and hit spawn new. And it'll spawn a bit in the ground here with the camera, but if we free camera with Shift-C and then move around with WASD and right-click the mouse button, we now see we have a chain on the ground. Well, what's the next step from here? The next step I'm going to do is hold the control key, and if I click on a node while holding the control key, it lets me pick up the chain. While doing the middle wheel scroll, like the mouse wheel scroll, you can raise and lower the attachment strength. I'm going to set it to max strength just because. By holding the Alt key and doing the scroll wheel, we can slow down our camera speed so that we don't just kill whatever we decide to attach to. So now I have moved the front of the chain to the end of the puller truck. And now I'm going to middle click attach it, and it didn't work. However, that's fine. Sometimes it's silly like that. So just try again. Maybe this angle will help us. I'm sure the skill chain app I'm using just for fun is not helping with the visual pollution, but oh well. There we go. Once we get it attached with the middle click, we are good to attach the other end. Now what's a good spot to attach the other end so that it doesn't get dragged underneath the puller and, kill our tires? Well, I have set up an extra attachment point at the bottom here for just such a thing. So, again, middle click, and now our chain is good to go. And because it's now attached to the puller truck, if I Shift-C out of free cam mode, we're going to have a wonky camera for the puller truck. So hit the 4 key on your number pad, or your top row. It's one of these keys, relative. I don't know what relative is doing here. There we go. If you actually switch to the puller truck and then go to relative cam, it'll help. Pro tip. So now we have a camera that looks like this. It's very rigid, our camera, but it's what we got to do. Or you could go first person, I guess. That might solve some of that. But yep, we're going to go over, take a look at that truck, and see what's up. Now once you have the chain all set up, it should be good to go. Like you shouldn't need to reattach it every single time, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and get nice and close to the truck here. Put the truck in the park. And what's the tilt up arm? I'm going to hit the Y key. I'm going to shift. Oh, yep. When you shift C to go back into free cam, remember to set your camera speed back down low. And now that we're in this kind of spot, the same way we attach the node, we can detach the node. So just middle click that node, and there you go. That end of the chain is free, and the other end is still attached up here. So now, you can bring the chain on over, find a node to attach to on our monster truck here. If we have strength up, that may be a bit sus. And be careful not to click the drive shaft node, that'll just break the mod. So don't do that. Not good the last time I checked. Yeah, it's finicky. That's why we're not going to ever really want to do this for a proper event. But now that we have the nodes attached, what we can do is, since we are still attached to the Puller mod, we can go into reverse and slowly but surely get her pulled back over. Now the chain, I guess in this case, has become stupid, so I'm going to fix it up there. Ideally, we'd also be holding the brakes on the monster truck, so it's very hard to control multiple vehicles at once here. So if I just hold the brakes on the truck, and tab back to our puller, that has gotten us to go right side up. Now with practice, you can do this all in a pretty seamless motion. However, that does take time. But, you know, like I said, once you get the main attachment point done, it's not too hard. So now our truck is rated. We are free to fire back up and maybe get out of here. And then likewise with the Puller mod, shove her in park. Bring her back up to this node, and we can see it is reattached. So now the Puller mod is free to go back to its home. And it's ready for the next job. I hope you all found this video enjoyable and helpful. And let me know what you all think of the little Puller mod I did. This is just a mod, like an attachment point for the stock Leibherr, whatever you call this truck thing. If we go to the front frame, I gave it the front loading arm. Normally it's set to empty, so that's the only difference from the regular Leibherr truck that's in the farming pack. And it just makes it easier for you to get your trucks rated in the sim way. And we're parked back up, ready to go. And now, we can tab back over to our monster truck. The smoke clears, we're good to go park up or continue to run depending how... I mean, if you ended your run, you're going to go park it up, so, you know, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and do a nice big flip to finish us off. And it's telling us to go touch grass again. So rude. That's it for now. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the future.